Are you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Let's walk you through it. If you are watching one of our shows, just click the subscribe button below the video. If you are using youtube.com, just search for My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop. At the top of the page, you will see a subscribe button. Click subscribe, then click the little caret to the right. You will see a list of how you want to be notified of new content. If you want to be the first to know about new things, click all. When watching one of our videos, consider giving us a thumbs up by clicking this icon. It really helps us out. Now you will be notified as soon as a new video drops, and girlfriend videos will appear in your YouTube feed because you don't want to miss a thing.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Kris.
My goodness.
Hello, girlfriends. Hello, guy friends.
Oh, we are so excited to be here.
Yes, we are.
Oh.
I think we've been anticipating this day for a long time.
I think so, because this was a book that we started a while back.
I know. I feel like I could have read it 3 times.
Exactly. The holidays got in the way, so we're really glad you're here. We hope you'll join us in a really fun book discussion during theme number 1. So welcome to 3 Themes Live. Let's go. All right, friends, welcome back to 3 Things Live. I'm Kris here at My Girlfriend's Quilt Shop, and as we've said at the beginning, we are so excited for today, and so thank you for joining us. You know, something we started maybe a year or so ago, we thought, wouldn't it be fun to have our very own book club, if you will, and where we read a novel together and then we discuss it, but more importantly, we actually find a project that was perhaps inspired by the novel. And so that's what we've been doing this past year. You guys have loved it. You've been telling us, keep going with it. So here we are. And this time we read the novel Saving CeeCee Honeycutt by Beth Hoffman. Such just a wonderful feel-good book, right? But so during theme number 1, we thought it would be fun to, just share a few ideas and thoughts about it. And we want to hear from you as well. So, let us know in the comments if you've read it, what some of your thoughts were. We're going to ask questions and have a little discussion going on. But be sure to stick around for theme number 2, because then we'll share the project that was inspired by the book. And to help me get it started off, I've got my buddy Allison here today.
Hello. Don't you just love this book?
Oh, I do. And then I'm looking going, and then there were 2. It's just you and me, sister.
I know. Did you get rid of all the rest of them
I
this
don't know.
week?
I'm like, okay, where did everyone go?
That's okay. That's all right.
The two
Look,
of us,
we have 2+
Yes, that's
hundreds.
right. Exactly. We both got really excited about this book.
Right.
Right? Why do you think first of all, what's the charm behind Saving CeeCee Honeycutt?
You know, when I look for a book, and especially one I'm going to recommend,
yes,
I look for a couple of things.
Yeah.
One that has all the feels.
Yes.
I mean, because very rarely do you get a book that has all the emotions, all the feels.
Right.
One that's a little bit relatable in some way to the book. And I also like one little that I can take into my life and maybe learn something from. And I think this book, I figure if I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna spend my precious time reading, I wanna learn something, be it historical, be it emotional, be it, you know,
you want to
anything.
be able to say that it was worth your time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think for me, when I think just on a surface level, what the charm of this was it started out as, you know, something that happened in the southern part of our country. Right. I mean, we're talking Georgia, Savannah, you know, just
beautiful country.
Beautiful country and beautiful people. And so, you know, that was like the first thing that like pulled me in was when I was reading a little synopsis about it. It doesn't start out in Savannah, but it ends up being the majority of the story takes place in Savannah. And so there's just something about that Southern hospitality
and charm
and the women.
Yes, yes.
The women. So I don't know, what do you guys think at home? If you read this book, what's something that stood out to you as why it was so charming? We'd love to hear in the comments.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, unless you have traveled to those places or interacted, you just really don't understand. One of the things that I absolutely love is the South's ability to say exactly what they think, but in a way that is not offensive.
What do you mean, like bless your heart?
Bless your heart.
Bless your little heart.
We try to pull it off here and everybody's like, yeah, you're just rude.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow they can get away with it, and they mean it with all the sweetness, I'm sure.
Yeah, this book was recommended to me by a dear neighbor who is also a voracious reader, and I just remember when she's like, you've just got to read it because you'll laugh, you'll cry. Yeah,
That is so true.
I just loved all of the learning.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite character?
Oh my goodness, you know, there's quite a few women that really touched my heart throughout. I gotta say, there is something very special for me with Mrs. Odell, right? Because Mrs. Odell, she's that neighbor that, you know, when we think about growing up and we think about raising children, oftentimes we say it takes a village.
Yes.
Right? And I feel like Mrs. Odell was that village for CeeCee, don't you?
Yes, I do. I feel like all of the women played a role as part of that village because some were strong, some were outspoken, some were more quiet. But I feel like especially your next door neighbor. Growing up, we had a lot of next door neighbors that my mom would label grandmas to us. And so, you know, we had Grandma Beck and we had Grandpa too, and we had all of these people that just lived within vicinity to us.
Yes.
But I look back on the roles they played and the lessons that they taught. And sometimes it's so much easier to take a life lesson from somebody who's a little bit removed.
Oh, isn't that so true?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, CeeCee had a lot of life lessons to figure out from a very young age.
Right.
So for those who may not have read it, Allison, would you mind just giving us a brief synopsis of what it was like for CeeCee growing up with two parents? She was the only child, but two parents who perhaps may not have been fit for being parents.
Right, and it's a really sensitive topic, and it's one of the reasons that we really struggled with this book. But CeeCee grew up in a home where her mother had a little bit of mental instability, some mental issues, and you know, I think times were different in the 70s and 80s, as well as even earlier when we grew up. But I just feel like she blamed herself, and she was put in a position where she had to be a little bit more of an adult. She had to maybe raise herself a little bit. She had to make some of those decisions, and so.
Yeah.
And then
She
because
was
of a
kind of on
horrible
her own,
accident,
right?
yeah, because
Yeah.
of a horrible accident, she lost her mom.
Yes.
She lost her parents,
Oh.
and she was relegated to an aunt.
Yes, Aunt Tootie.
Aunt Tootie that came and got her. And you know, I think we've either experienced it or seen it or
Yeah.
heard about it.
Yeah.
But as a young child, when I think that she took a lot of that guilt on herself.
Yes.
She didn't understand fully what she
Right.
was experiencing with.
Right.
And I know maybe one of the things that resonated with me is that I grew up in a very Leave It to Beaver normal household, but that wasn't the case for my mother or my
Sure,
father.
sure.
And so they grew up in different kinds. My mom dealt with a lot of emotional abuse, while my dad dealt with a little bit growing up on a farm. And so I just think that, because of that resonated just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see, Joanne said on YouTube, she said the charm was that it was told from the perspective of a 12-year-old girl. I think that's really true, Joanne. I think you've got a really good point there, because it is coming from her perspective. It's all in first person, as she's talking about what's going on right at the time. Did any of you listen to the audio? I did both.
I did not.
I did both. You got to listen to the audio, because I actually really loved the audio.
Did they have the voices?
Yes, they had the voices, and sometimes I loved the book more than the audio, or vice versa. This time I enjoyed both, but I loved hearing that 12-year-old little girl. And from her perspective. So I thought that was interesting. So I would totally agree with that. Jennifer shares on YouTube that CeeCee was an amazing child. Yeah, when I got done with the book, I thought to myself, I want to have a sequel now where she's older.
Yes,
and
she's still amazing.
And she's still amazing. She's done the work, perhaps therapy, whatever it needs to be able to get through life. And I would love to know what her perspective is now. I remember reading on our Facebook page, somebody had said, oh, I just finished reading the book, and I'm really kind of sad because I really want to continue in CeeCee's world.
Yes.
And I thought that was really sweet too.
And as an author, I think you have the liberty to kind of condense it down into a year in the life of
Right.
CeeCee, where some of it takes us 50 years to get to that point. 50 years to let go of the guilt, 50 years to let go of the sadness, 50 years to let go of the responsibility of being a child in a situation like that.
You look back at it and everything goes more in perspective, right?
Right.
I think, Donna said the audio really made you connect with the characters.
I would think so, because it gave them a voice.
They all had a voice, and they were all fantastic. And so, so yes, she had a very troubling childhood. Her dad, not much of a relationship there. I remember something about he cared as much as a lost penny on a sidewalk.
Right.
That was just, he just didn't have that affection towards his child. And that would be hard. That would be really hard growing up. And so for some who may have been reading the book, perhaps some of it could have been a little triggering.
Right.
That's why we, like you said, we weren't
we're
sure.
like,
it's hard coming up with a book.
I know that Kyle has been very, I think she'll be fine with this, but
Yeah,
I know
'cause
she's
she's
been
very
very
open.
open about the struggle she had.
Uh-huh.
And she got after us a little bit.
Yeah,
she's like,
like,
why did you make me read that book?
Right. Yeah.
Because it really touched,
Yeah.
it really touched her.
I think, so moving forward, the whole idea and concept of these women, these Southern women who bring CeeCee in, I think that's the reason why they call it Saving CeeCee Honeycutt, because they truly did, didn't
Right.
they? And they each played a role, and so, Great Aunt Tootie and
Ms. Good Pepper.
Yeah, that's right. All of the above, they definitely played a role. I think it reminds us all that even if we are mothers, or if we're not mothers, if we're aunties, if we're not aunties, if we're whoever we are, we can look around and find perhaps a child that just needs that little extra TLC, right?
I had a neighbor, and I hope she doesn't care. I won't name any names,
Yeah.
but I had a neighbor that dropped her her 5-year off at school. And it was a little girl, and she said she sat in that parking lot lane, and as she did that, her little girl ran in, and there was a little boy there who was kind of a bully, who pulled her hair and tripped her. And she's like, Mama Bear jumped in.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I immediately got out of the car, and she says, I got out of the car and I ran over here and I was going to give him the biggest lecture on what a bully he was and how he didn't. And she's like, I picked him up by his coat, and I noticed that his shirt was dirty, his coat was torn, he didn't have a backpack, he just had crumpled papers in his pocket. And she says, I picked him up and I just gave him a hug. And that just touched me so much. I mean, obviously it touched her enough to share it, but she's like, I just hugged him and I just didn't let go, and pretty soon he was crying. And then she chose that opportunity to say, you need to do this instead of trip other people. And I wonder if we have that opportunity with people around us to just be kind and save the people around us with love and kindness.
I love
because we don't know what they're going through or what they're doing or what they're saving, and there's lots of times. I mean, we've all heard it, we all say it, but sometimes I think that if we just take a deep breath and we just look in their eyes and give them that love and grace, are we saving somebody that day?
I love that. That is absolutely perfect. And you know, Tracy shared in the comments that those women, they healed her the best that they could.
Right.
And
they did.
They did.
Right. And at the end, each one of them played in a role.
And we can do the same.
Absolutely.
It's all about just love and more love, right?
Right.
You know, and that sometimes your family is defined differently for everyone.
That's one of the themes I loved in the book, and I've been pretty vocal about my kid sister and walking away and how much that's hurt me. And our whole family. She walked away from all of us. But family is not defined by those of us that have blood. Family is defined by who we let in and who we allow to love us.
I love that.
And I love that theme.
I do too. What a wonderful theme. It really was a great book. We highly recommend it. Again, it's called Saving CeeCee Honeycutt, and it was an absolute delight to read, and we hope you enjoyed it. Lots of themes throughout. And you know what? I cried, I laughed.
I know.
It was
all the feels.
Was all the feels, right?
Right.
It really was. So I think it's very befitting that, you know, this week we've been kind of focusing on Valentine's and love and all that stuff. So as we were thinking about this book, we were certainly inspired to create this table runner that we're going to share with all of you today. Because to me, what a table runner means is it's welcome to the table, and there's a seat for everyone, and that's exactly what those women did with CeeCee. So let's go ahead, and we're going to move on to theme number 2. Join Allison and I at the sewing table as we take you through some of our best tips for creating a beautiful table runner that hopefully will also share a message of welcome. There's a seat here for you. We'll be back right after this. Let's do this. Wow. Oh, there we go. That was really Themes Live is where we always have something to make you smile,
something to learn,
and something to discover.
Double the fun.
Yes, exactly. Let's go. I sometimes get frustrated when I have the little pokies coming out. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
You stuff a pillow, and so method 1 would be to do what we call tapering the edges. Start sewing and then you taper.
You just went right off the edge.
I just went right off the edge, right here.
It still looks square though.
Here's a different method. I did a 1/4 inch and I did a 1/4 inch here, but I rounded it. Anything that's circular, put it in the corner, and then I drew my rounded edge.
I can see
You can see
yeah.
that. I mean, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That looks pretty good to me. The wrapped corner technique. Take it out of the machine. I am pivoting to go the opposite direction. Before I do though, I take my seam allowance and fold it over. Here you go, right there.
I like that one
and
too.
And you have a nice corner. right, welcome back everyone to
we're on thing number 2. We're on thing number 2.
Live.
Now,
oh my
Kris,
goodness. Yes.
Have we talked about my sweatshirt?
Yeah, it's quite fitting for the
I sublimated it myself last night. I sublimated it because I'm like, okay, this is the theme. Now,
my gosh,
I want to give a little shout out to Sublimate because I'm going to tell you how I did it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, those of you that are freaking out about sublimation, don't. It's as simple as sending it to the printer because I found this little XOXO. I formatted it in Word.
Whoa.
Word, I just put it on a Word document, copied and pasted it, sent it to my sublimation printer, and ironed it out. I heat pressed it.
Way to go.
All right, the reason I did that is because we are doing the Love You More Table Runner.
Love You More.
Love You More
So
Table Runner.
Perfect.
Full of hearts. Full of
hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. So I'll put it here so that they can show it.
Someone, let's see, someone said, Alicia, I think, shares, sometimes you just got to give them a hug.
Yes.
Yep. And here we go. I love it.
That was one of the, when we were growing up, if we were fighting with each other, my mom's like on the couch, hug each other till you can learn to get along.
At least she didn't put you in the same sweatshirt and made you.
Oh, I grew my fingernails out for that very reason. All right. So this is the Love You More, and this is a really, really fun project, and there's a couple of ways to do it. So we're not going to go through all of it, Kris. Right. I'm just going to go through a few things, a few tips and tricks, and different ways to do this project because this is just really fantastic, and it's one of those that you can whip up, you can use scraps, you can buy our kit, you can do whatever you want. So the first thing that you're going to notice is it's all 1.5-inch squares.
Oh boy.
So let me bring this back so you can look at that because I'm going to show you this. Every single one of these squares is a 1.5-inch square, which some of you just went, peace out. Don't, because there's a couple of different ways to do it. Those of you that have used 10 Sister Grid, you can lay it out on a grid, but I did not do it this time, Kris, because I wanted to find out how it was. So the first suggestion that I would give you is find a space that after you cut all your squares out, you can just lay it out.
Ooh, good idea.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, if the thought of you, maybe you're like, 1.5-inch squares, because when I got done with this, I have to be honest with you, I went, all that work, and it's not very big.
No, it's not.
The size on it is 15.5 by 24.
I actually really like the size though.
Do you?
Yes, because I would like it for maybe just a little table setting, a side table or something like that.
Okay, well, I have a big farm table, and in my mind, I want it the farm table. Just because it says, just because we used 1.5-inch squares, here's what I'm going to teach you. What if you wanted it bigger? Just because a pattern tells you something does not mean the pattern please show up at your house.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Positive?
Tried it.
Okay. Well,
pattern please
I
have
think
not
that
come.
is a good idea.
What if you wanted 2.5-inch squares?
You could.
You could double the size.
Okay.
Okay, so there is no math with 2.5-inch squares.
Right.
But I'm going to show you the easiest tool that we have, and that is our Stripology Ruler.
Dun,
Dun, da, da.
Yeah.
Those of you that have a Stripology Ruler and have used it are going to love this, and you are going to fill my comments with love that ruler, because once you've cut with a Stripology Ruler and you have to cut strips or squares, there's no going back.
You know, it's so true. Yeah.
Those of you that have not and have bought it, get it out. Yep, Marianne says she thinks she'd use 2.5-inch squares.
Yeah,
absolutely,
you could.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You could use 5.5-inch squares and make a throw quilt if you wanted to.
You could do 1 inch and make a placemat.
Yep, just saying. You could do a 1/2 inch and make a mess. I don't know, just saying.
So how do we use this ruler then?
Okay, well, I've got to show you what we brought in for those of you that have not, Kris.
Oh.
Okay, so the full-size Stripology Ruler is quite an investment.
Yeah, right.
And sometimes it's just so big.
Right.
It's just so big. Look what we brought in for you guys
didn't know
today.
we did that.
Yes, Catherine and I did it.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I brought in the Stripology Quarter Mini, because don't you get so mad when it calls for 2 1/4-inch strips, or you want to cut your binding 2 1/4 and you're like, I only have 2.5.
Yes, yes.
We got you covered. on our website and on
Okay.
Comment Sold Tonight, we have the Stripology Minis, which this is a 1/4 inch.
I love
That's
that.
your first surprise.
Oh my goodness.
Your second one is if
it.
you're just dipping your toe, or if you want the Stripology and you want to tote it with you, maybe on an airplane you're going to a retreat.
Yes.
Check it out. Check
Is
out the
that
size of
1/2 inch?
this. This
So
is the
it's-
1/2 inch.
Oh my
And so
goodness.
this is the
I
Stripology
think I
Mini.
need both of them.
I do too.
I need half and
that's
quarter.
That's when I said to Z, I said,
my
I need you to
goodness.
pull those for me today, and I need you to charge me.
Yeah.
Because these are going home with me today. Okay, so surprise! Isn't that absolutely fantastic?
I love it.
Catherine and I found those, and I'm like, yep, those are the ones we're bringing in, and I'm
love
going to
it.
surprise Kris with that.
I love it.
Okay, so what I have done and what I want to show you here is how easy the Stripology. So we're going to do it to the 2-inch squares that you cut. So basically on this, you're cutting scrappy reds, scrappy pinks, and your background.
Okay.
So that's just 3 different types, but you're
Perfect.
cutting them all 2 inches.
Yeah, they're all the same is what you're saying.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah, they're
gosh.
all the same.
Okay. All
So,
right.
you know, you could spend a lot of time. My first tip is get your fabric ironed really well.
Okay.
Because nothing's worse than when you cut
Would
a
you
2-inch
put some
strip.
spray starch
Yeah,
on
I
it?
would put a
Yeah.
little bit of
Okay.
spray starch on it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, because I want to use this mini, I'm going to actually quarter this up right here. And then what I do is I like to use this line here to make sure my fold is correct. I don't go off my selvage, I go off my fold.
Okay.
Or you could flip it around and do exactly the opposite
Okay.
because you know your selvage is straight.
Right. Exactly.
And then I like to take and just pull this over and just square it up just a little bit. So what I'm
Okay.
going to do is I'm going to use my Stripology ruler, and I'm going to bring it right here so you guys can see it instead of start over at the edge. So, okay.
All right.
So I'm going to take it right on this line,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to start with my 0 right here. So you can see that 0 right there. Let me move my fingers. Let me move it up a little bit so you can see. So,
Okay.
okay.
So, yeah, I can see what you're doing here for
Yeah.
sure.
So I'm going to make a nice, clean, neat edge. So I follow my line all the way through.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm going to just cut a clean edge. Now, I just go with this. So I'm
Okay.
going to open my rotary cutter. I'm going to make one little incision, and this is a brand new.
It's like it has that little extended opening, right?
Yes,
to
that
fit
little
your
groove.
Rotary
Nothing
cutter in.
moves.
Now, Kelly is asking in the comments, do you think you could use a scalloped blade on this?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so. I just use a regular ruler if
Yeah,
you don't
it's
have
gotta
this.
be.
Yeah,
it's
'cause you
gotta
need
be
that straight
thin.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to do a 2-inch strip here, and then I'm going to use some math skills. I'm going to go to 4, and I'm going to go to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have cut my strips.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the
I
fun
love
doesn't.
the size.
I know, the fun does not stop there though.
Okay.
I'm going to leave this just like it is.
All right.
I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to just cut my 2-inch squares. So then what I'll do is I will
Okay,
line this
that
up
is
right
so-
here.
That is
right?
such a time saver right
Yes.
there. Yeah.
Yep. So instead of taking and then
readjusting
readjusting,
and all that,
making sure it's
yeah,
right, I'm going to take here, going
Now,
to
if we
slide
had a
over. If we had a
rotating
rotating
mat,
mat, which
that
we
would've
do,
been
and
great.
it's right there. And every
Yeah.
single time we say that, Kris, we're like, if we just had a rotating mat, I'm like, if we would just turn around and get the rotating mat, I have to laugh
That's
at
right.
myself.
You know what? Would you like one?
Nope, because now I'm all positioned.
Now you're all ready. All
And then I'm just
right.
going to go to my 2 inches, my 4 inches. And the nice part about this is it's so exact. Sometimes when you get that little teeny tiny edge right there.
Right.
Okay, look what I have.
Wow.
Perfect 2-inch
That was
squares.
so simple.
Yes.
And you were able just to, I mean, lickety split.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
I like it because I do have the big one, but sometimes, you know, it gets in the way of my belly or gets in the way, like, I don't need it
Right.
that big, right?
Look at all this static Klingon here. I need to give this a good spray.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so my
Okay.
2-inch squares are cut. I could do that with my pinks, with my backgrounds.
Okay.
And I'm completely ready to go.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
Okay, so then the next fun thing is then you just pull out this fun little grid right here, and you just start laying it out. Now, the easiest way to do a grid is on your big mat.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Because then you can start, you know, just saying, okay, I cut some. I cut some extra background pieces right in here.
Okay.
So let me pull those out because I was ready to go with this.
All right, I love this. Okay, any questions, let us know in the comments. A lot of you are loving the size. Peggy said, what a great size for scrap fabric.
Yes. And how great would it be, and I was thinking this as I was cutting this, is I'm like, you know what? These projects are so fun to grid out.
Yeah.
What if you just cut your scrap fabrics into 2.5-inch squares or 2-inch squares or
I know
whatever?
some people who do.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought I was brilliant. I'm late to the game.
I don't. But
I don't
do know some
either, but
people
I'm
do.
like, with the Stripology Ruler,
yes.
I mean, just take those and cut those up, you know?
A lot of what I've seen people do is after they're done with any kind of project, doesn't matter what it is, they'll take their leftover fabrics and then they just hurry and cut them up into 2.5.
What?
And then they're ready to go.
2.5 inches seems to be like the most popular, and you can always cut them down to 2 inches. So anyway, you just take and you start laying this out. So you're going to do one of these, then the next row you're going to do 2 of these, and then the next row you're going to, you're going to add one of these. I mean, it's so fun, and before you know it, then you have your project completely laid out.
And yes, Betty Jo, this will be available on Comment Sold tonight. Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
The rulers,
In these fabrics.
and we have kits for you available as well. And then I love what Cinda shares. She said, I wish I had those rulers when I did my grandchildren's Minecraft quilts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, I'm really excited about bringing those 2 rulers in.
Okay.
And like I said, I would say it's well worth the money to invest in a large one because of the volume that you can get done.
Yeah.
But those small ones, when we found those, we're like, this is a great starter travel, and
so
I love
handy
the
to
1/4
take
inch.
and go,
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Doesn't take up a lot of space. Oh my goodness, I love this. Thank you,
right, isn't that a
Allison.
fun project? I did it in an
It's so
afternoon.
cute.
It's so fun.
And
I
then
just
you use clear blue tiles, it looks like.
I just
to
clear blue
quilt it.
tiled it up, and,
I love
the
this
kit comes with the backing on it. Isn't that backing
my
so
goodness.
adorable? So
yes,
yep.
yes. The rulers will be on as well.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
So, all right. Let's see. Sandy said the mini square ruler is great for fussy cutting too.
Oh, absolutely, because you can see through, and that's what I also like. And that, I mean, look, you have. I'm going to turn this over so you can kind of see. But look, I mean, you've got your squares and squares right here. You can do your diagonals on that. This ruler is absolutely great, and I love the 2 1/4 because that's what I like to do my binding.
Same. Oh my goodness, I love that. All right, well, wonderful. What do you guys think? This could be a game changer for a lot of quilters out there.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to cut really well, and that's part of, you know, the whole piecing process is you got to have pretty exact cuts. But the second thing is you want to really perfect that 1/4 inch seam. And so Allison and I, for our discovery today, we're going to share with you some of our favorite ways of getting that perfect 1/4 inch seam. We'll be back right after this. Today we're talking about a new quilt block. It's a courthouse, so it is very similar to a log cabin block, right? We're talking about foundation paper piecing today. You're gonna start out with a 1.5 inch square, and you're going to actually place it on the back of the paper that is marked. You need to take a little glue stick and just a little dab will do. And you only do that the first time. Right. I want to place the tapered edge between the 1 and the 2. And this is going to help me to know exactly where to fold my paper back. So I just flip this over. I now know exactly where to cut. And I'm just going to place it right sides together, and you're going to sew on the line between the 1 and the 2. And you continue building this 4-inch block until you get, ta-da! Let's do this. Wow. Oh, there we go. That was really. 3 Things Live is back, and we are so thrilled to see you. We're bringing you a show lineup that will bring success in the sewing room.
Clap.
Yeah.
This season, we are solving those pesky sewing problems, introducing a fun way to help you get those unfinished projects done. So we're here to get you ready.
Get it?
Got it.
3 Things Live isn't just about sewing, though. It's a lifestyle show that is about the person who loves to create. Here, you spend time with your friends, no matter where they are, and we explored living life to its fullest.
So join us live on Facebook or YouTube at 1 p.m. Mountain or 3 p.m. Eastern, or catch up when you can. Either way, now is the perfect time to find out what you've been missing.
Double the fun.
Yes, exactly. Three Themes Live is where we always have something to make you smile,
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
Congratulations. All right, welcome back everyone to Three Themes Live. We are ready to share our discovery, and I would also love to hear in the comments. I mean, we have different ways that we like to perfect the 1/4 inch seam, but we would love to know, what are your favorite ways of getting the perfect 1/4 inch seam?
Because when you perfect that seam, it is a game changer.
It is.
Don't you think?
Oh,
I mean, it took
absolutely.
me years to perfect the 1/4 inch seam, and then all of a sudden I'm like, throw everything that I did previously away, because no wonder.
That's right.
And there are a lot of different ways, and I have to say I've tried them all.
Right,
So I'm so
absolutely.
excited to hear these 2 ways,
Yeah.
because finally these 2 ways
Yeah.
are what got me started on the perfect 1/4 inch seam.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
Debbie,
Okay.
Debbie actually
Had to introduce
had to
that
introduce
to you at the
this-
beginning.
this
You
method.
know, for years I used to teach a beginning quilting class here at the shop, and one of the things that, I mean, we focused on over and over and over again was getting that 1/4 inch seam. And I remember this one time, one of my students, she had just put her presser foot, forever, she had put her presser foot just up against the edge of her fabric and thought that that was the 1/4 inch seam.
guilty.
Right?
Yes.
Right. I mean,
Right.
I bet there's
Guilty.
a lot of us who've done that.
That is what I thought.
And so she was becoming more and more frustrated as to why her seams don't match, right?
And why you could never get your quilt block the size you needed it.
Exactly. And so, while yes, I use the edge of my presser foot to get that perfect 1/4 inch seam, but I'm also using my needle movement, right?
Right.
So there's things that you can do depending on what kind of machine you have, is to use different settings, and you can change your needle in different increments. So that's one way. But let's say you have a machine that will only jump to like 3 spots,
Right.
not 87 spots, right?
Right.
How do you figure that out? Well, there's a couple tools that we absolutely love here at my girlfriend's Quilt Shop. One being this little guy.
I know.
Will you show that under the camera?
Yes, I'd be happy to.
Oh my goodness.
And I cannot tell a lie. This is the second little guy, because you have to keep track of him, because I lost the first little guy on my way over here.
Right. He's just a few
he's
dollars. It's like the best thing ever. And not only for a 1/4 inch, but if you take a closer look, you're going to see that it has other, let's take a look right over here. You're going to see that it also has other markings. So you have a 1/4 inch, 3/8, a 1/2 inch, 5/8, and 3/4. So that's really nice. And basically what this is that it just has some little holes put into there. Now, when it comes to your home, you're going to look at that and say, well, I can't quite see through it. Yeah, you have to remove the little paper, all right? And then here again,
And you might have to
you
hold
have
it,
those.
put it on some black fabric, or hold it up to the window.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm going to try and measure to be a 1/4 inch. I'm going to make sure my needle is in the center position, where it looks like right now. And if you take a closer look at the machine itself, I have this right underneath the needle, all right? And then I'm going to just put my presser foot down so that it holds it into place. All right, but I'm going to then take my other hand, and with it, I'm going to move the hand wheel of my machine towards me. All right, and that's something that everyone should always know, is whenever you're dealing with your hand wheel, you always want to move it towards yourself.
Otherwise,
all
it
right?
messes your tension up a little.
Yes, exactly. And what that does is that it puts my needle down, and I'm putting it down just barely enough for it to touch that ruler. Not too big, but just enough. And that's why I'm not using, I just don't start throwing that needle down. All right, so let's make sure I'm gonna yep, my needle is down through the hole. All right, so what do I do now? Well, there's a few things you could do. If you have special tape, you could do that. I've seen where people have used like little Post-it notes and had a stack of Post-it notes and they put it right up there. Exactly. But one of our favorite things here is this. This is called the sewing edge. And it's these vinyl strips, and you'll see it says reusable vinyl stops for your machine. It comes with 5 strips. I'll tell you, these last forever.
Yes.
And the nice thing about this is if you take a closer look, you actually have an edge that you can butt up your
It's a little bit beveled.
pieces.
So, yes.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this vinyl edge. Again, I can put it down on the bed of my machine. There's no sticky residue left, so that's not an issue at all. And then I'm just going to place it right here. Make sure that your ruler's straight. And I'm just placing it right there along the edge. Do you see how that purple strip is just riding right along this little yellow ruler? Pretty darn cool, I would say. All right, and then I just push it down. All right, so again, my needle is down into that 1/4 inch space. I have the foot down to hold it in place, and I've pressed down on my vinyl strip. Now, you don't want to sew with the ruler there.
Yes.
Just,
Public service announcement.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, we're going to go ahead and lift up the presser foot, all right? And I'm going to lift up my needle as well and remove it. Now, like Allison said, it's easy to get it lost, so make sure you put it in a safe place or something, right? Okay, so then at that point, you can put your fabric in, and it's going to rest right up against there. All right, I can go any way I want. And I have this beveled edge that holds this in place. I love that it's nice and straight, so I can start right here and then move forward. So if I'm sewing, I can just go along. Now, I don't have thread in here, but you're gonna see right here what's happening. Okay.
The machine's going to tell her, hey, you forgot your thread.
Excuse you, Kris, you forgot your thread. That's okay, because I didn't mean to sew anyway. But what I'm doing here is I'm just showing you that, especially let's say you're chain piecing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about not getting it right because you have everything up against that beveled edge. So I absolutely love it. Now, Lisa is sharing in the comments that when I try these purple strips, when I have to put a new bobbin in, you can do that. This is how you do it. So let's take a look at the bed of my machine once more. All I have to do when it's time to change my bobbin is I just pull this back.
Yes.
That's it. That is it, my friends. And then I'm able to take my bobbin back, and I could either just kind of roll it so it just holds it in place. I could take it completely off if I wanted to and then put it right back on. It is reusable. It's got stick that's going to last forever.
Right, and it's really nice when, have you ever bumped your machine or broken a needle? When you kind of need to recalibrate, because that's something we don't think about an awful lot. It's a really good check to make sure your 1/4 seam is correct.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was today years old. Really, I mean, it was not very long ago before Debbie taught me how to use this, and I'm like, wow, game changer.
Life, right?
I mean, I had pretty close to a 1/4 inch seam, but as soon as I got that exact 1/4 inch seam, then I knew I was right, and all of a sudden my block started working out, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's one of those things, especially if you have a new sewer or a child sewing. Having something like this is a great way to go. And let's say you have a
You
child
have to be
sewing
exact.
and that you want to do everything a ½ inch. I mean,
Right.
it's not just for quarter seams.
No.
That's what I love about this. You've got all the different sizes.
Right.
So it really is one of those things. It costs just a few dollars.
Yeah.
And it makes a huge difference in your sewing. So we hope you enjoyed that little discovery. If you've never heard of this before, how about
They
you
really
be
should
today
sell those
years
as
old,
one kit,
right?
but you have to buy two.
Yeah.
I mean, because once you have the ruler and if you take care of it and don't lose it in the parking lot someplace on your way over here.
That's right. Then
I think my friend did that.
yeah, geez.
Then you can.
Yeah.
But I have never replaced the purple strips, and I've
No.
never replaced the ruler.
There you go.
I just
all right.
tape them to the side and
Yeah,
keep using them.
exactly. So, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So yes, let's see. Somebody's asking on YouTube if we will have these available tonight. The answer is yes.
Yes.
The pennants that we talked about yesterday will be on tonight. I mean, we've got all kinds of
The
new
modern
stuff.
heart, the envelope
Yeah.
table runner, this table runner. We have a new pillow that you haven't seen yet that goes along with this table runner. I mean, it's just a fun show tonight. It's
Yeah.
all about love.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, there you go. That goes without saying. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us. We have had a blast with you this week. I can't believe it's already Wednesday.
I know.
It's crazy. It's our last day for Three Things Live this week, but we hope that you can get caught back up on any that you might have missed earlier. And we hope to see you again next Monday as we start a brand new week of Three Things Live once again. Before we leave, we want to remind you that we have our Serger Swig Night.
Tomorrow night, yes.
Tomorrow! I'm so excited. We are going to show off the table that a serger can fit right into. It's
And I know you have
fantastic.
one, I have one.
Yep.
I mean, I think Sherry
Sherry's
has
got
one.
one. Oh,
yeah, you've
yeah.
got to see this table.
You've got to. It's amazing. It really is wonderful for having and housing your machine.
Right.
Right. And then, of course, we are giving away an amazing prize.
Oh, I cannot believe that
Giving
you are
away a
doing this.
serger.
I know.
We are giving away a serger, folks. So all you have to do is be present to win, and you might have a chance to win that. We'll announce the winner tomorrow night. So that's at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, UFO challenge, guys. Oh my goodness.
Wow, you guys are on it.
You are on a roll.
I know. I haven't even printed mine out to post yet.
right.
So I've got to get going.
Yeah, same. So good job, my friends. We're excited for you. We are rooting you on to
Yes.
get those projects done. So if you haven't signed up for the new 2026 challenge, we encourage you to head on over to the website
fun.
and do that. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. Hope to see you again here in just a few short hours for another live sale. Keep doing all the things you love, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.